Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I want to shout out Yvette Pitts, Gloria Jackson, Frida Claxton, Anita Hall, and Cornelius Joseph. Thank you very much for supporting this channel. And today I'm going to talk about why Black Americans were turned off by Africans and Caribbeans. Black Americans were turned off because of consistent patterns of anti-Black American sentiment, patterns that showed up in classrooms, workplaces, social circles, online spaces, and everyday interactions. Patterns that had nothing to do with childhood teasing and everything to do with disdain, superiority complexes, and imported stereotypes. But now that Black Americans are finally checking that behavior, suddenly the narrative has changed. Suddenly it's all about we were teased when we got here. Suddenly childhood jokes have become a shield, a way to avoid accountability. So today we're going to talk about the real reasons Black Americans pulled back. And trust me, it's deeper than a playground insult. So let's start with the gaslighting. We were teased when we got here. That keeps getting recycled. We were teased when we came to America. Black Americans called us African booty scratchers. Okay, and because here's the truth. Everybody got teased growing up. Black American kids teased each other about everything: skin tone, hair, clothes, neighborhoods, accents, weight, height, you name it. Kids tease anybody who is different. That's not a uniquely African or immigrant experience, and I don't think that Black Americans should even discuss that with them anymore. But how much of a thin skin must you have anyway? Here it is, decades later, and that teasing story is being used as a moral shield. It's being used to justify disrespect. It's being used to rewrite history. It's being used to say Black Americans were mean to us, so that's why we look down on you. So you can just take that and flush it down the toilet because that's not working anymore. Here's the real story, and this is what Black Americans came to understand. Many immigrants arrived already holding negative stereotypes about Black Americans. Stereotypes they didn't get from Black Americans, but from their own countries, from the media, from global anti-Blackness, and from white American narratives. But I'm not blaming this on white people this time. This is one thing that I am not blaming on white people, because we grew up not so much hearing negative things about Africa, but seeing negative images of Africa and Africans, just as we do now. But we had better sense than to believe everything somebody said when we had never been to Africa and we didn't know any Africans. So we had better sense than that. No. What happened was Black Americans started noticing patterns. And once you see the patterns, you can't unsee them. Patterns like superior narratives. We're more disciplined. We're more respectful. We work harder. We value education more, which all of that is just a lie. And then mocking Black American culture, the music, the dialect, the food, the traditions, while trying to impose that nonsense that they call culture on us that we don't want because we want what we got. You keep what you got and we'll keep what we have. And then they were repeating white supremacist talking points. Black Americans are lazy. When they are the lazy people, the people who leave their country to go to somebody else's country to work in an environment that's already built instead of building their own, they're the lazy people. And worst of all, Black Americans are violent when some of them have fled their homelands because of violence. But then they come over here and call us violence. And then so, because they are so special and they're so superior, they did that social distancing. I'm not Black, I'm African. We're not the same. Don't compare us to them. And now since delineation and deportation, you can't even get them to say where they're from. I listen to these black podcasts and they ask them where they're from, and now they're offended if you ask them where they're from. I'm from Chicago. No, 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 no. Where are you really from? Just like they ask us, where are you really from? Then they want to say they're from Chicago or they're from New York. No, no, you're not from Chicago and you're not from New York. You're an immigrant. And there's no point in telling them that our ancestors fought for them to come here, that the Immigration and Nationality Act was fought for by black people to bring more black people in the country. There's no point in talking like that to them because they don't understand the word gratitude. They don't understand thankful. They just want to take what they can from the culture and they will copy everything that black Americans do and swear it's their own original. You can't say anything. Black Americans can't talk on social media to each other. They are eavesdropping. As one content creator said, they consume too much of our content. These people don't have any identity. I swear, because I'm still trying to figure out what their culture is besides eating jollof rice because, we don't eat jollof rice. So black immigrants really turned black Americans off. For decades, black Americans welcomed these people with open arms. But nowadays, black Americans have pulled back and have pulled back big. And with some of these black men on these podcasts, some of these black American men, they are, I won't say they're rude, but they don't cut them any slack. They will straighten them out from the beginning. And before they will even let them speak, they will make them say who they are and where they're from. And they don't want to do that. See, when we were saying, oh, we're all the same, we're all the same. Oh, no, I'm not like you, I'm not like you. But now when we're saying, no, you're absolutely right. You're not like us. So who are you and where are you from? And they get mad about that. So as far as I'm concerned, the immigrants got their wish because today, black Americans don't want to be grouped with any of them, any black immigrants. Black Americans don't want our culture borrowed, don't want to be blamed for their insecurities, these immigrants who are insecure, and don't want to carry the emotional labor of diaspora unity. Black people are not in a mood now to unify with any of them. Now, some black people can't get along with them and do get along with them, but I would say black people from all age ranges are saying delineation is a good thing. It has been nothing less than interesting to see how these immigrants are faring without any advocacy from black Americans. Let's take the Somalis, for instance. They don't call themselves black either. And they've been up in Minnesota, I guess, calling themselves wheeling and dealing. Well, they got themselves a shout out by Donald Trump, who called them garbage and accused them of stealing billions of dollars from the United States. Now, even if we are delineating and even if we are indifferent toward deportation, we all know that Somalis didn't steal $2 billion or $3 billion or $1 billion from Minnesota or the United States because they are not writing any checks. So, but it's still interesting because they have been blamed for stealing millions of dollars from that Feed Our Future or something program they had over there. When in fact a white woman is in jail for stealing that money, but the Somalis are the face of it. So that's what they get for dealing with these white people. The Haitians, oh, they came over here, they were so big and they were so bad. And Donald Trump said, your time is up and you're getting out of here. And there is a bill in Congress to cut off all of the aid to Nigeria. It's interesting to see how they are faring without any advocacy from us because Donald Trump is going to get all of them out of here that he can. And that's just a fact. I'm looking for all this great relationship that they thought that they were going to have with white Americans, that they were going to associate and assimilate with white Americans because they are persona non grata with many, many black Americans. And I'm not trying to speak for the people, the Black Americans who get along with them, who are married to them, who have relationships with them. I'm talking about the Black Americans who don't have a relationship with them. So I think that we were on the right side of history. We did what we thought was right, and we gave them a chance to have a relationship with us, and they turned it down. And so now that time is over. That opportunity has passed. We're on our own and they're on their own, as I see it. But anyway, y'all let me know how you see it, and have a good day.